seemingly enough for a quorum. So, very good. Welcome everyone. Have straight up noon. I'll call the meeting to order for today's Metropolitan Beer Board meeting. With that call to order, I'm going to call roll to verify that we do in fact have a quorum today. Ms. Jarman?
Here.
Thank you. Mr. Bellamy?
Here.
Mr. Conway?
Here.
Mr. Perlin?
Here.
Ms. Spalding? Ms. Fox? Ms. Spalding and Ms. Fox aren't here. Director, would you help me watch for Ms. Spalding or Ms. Fox if they should join us so that we can recognize them at the appropriate time?
I will.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is determination of necessity. Do this meeting via teleconference. To that point, I'll open it up to Mr. Garth, the board legal rep, to help us understand why we're doing this today via this method.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This meeting is permitted to be held in an electronic format under the Governor's Executive Order 16 as it's continued in its current iteration under Executive Order 71, so long as the board determines that the business conducted by the board is essential business. As such, I would recommend that a motion be made that the business before the board is essential business of the board, and that the board chooses to meet in an electronic format, and that all board rules and regulations to the contrary be waived.
Very well, thank you. To the board, you heard Mr. Garth's explanation and determination. I'll entertain a motion as requested by Mr. Garth.
Chris Bellamy, so moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Bellamy. Mr. Conway, was that you? A second?
Yes.
A motion, second. Any discussion? As I call your name, I'll hear your vote. Ms. Jarman?
Okay.
Bellamy? Mr. Bellamy? I believe you're still on mute, buddy. Mr. Conway?
Yay.
Mr. Perlin?
Yay.
Let's see, Ms. Spalding and Ms. Fox. I don't see them yet. Mr. Bellamy, I'll come back to you.
I'm on
the call.
I'm here.
Oh, very good. So may I hear your vote on today's meeting via teleconference being essential business? Yay or nay?
Yay. For
Was that
essential
Mr. Bellamy or
business.
Ms. Fox? I'm sorry.
This was Ms. Fox.
Okay, and Mr. Bellamy, did I get your vote?
You should have. I said yay. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's via teleconference, so technology is fun at times. Very well. Anyone wishing to change your vote? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yeas, no nays, motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Garth, thank you. Next on the agenda is approval of the minutes. Each of you received a copy of the previous meeting minutes. I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So move, Will Conway.
Second.
Second, Joe Perlin.
I have a motion and a second. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, as I call your name, I'll entertain your vote, yay or nay. Ms. Jarman?
Yay.
Mr. Bellamy?
Yay.
Mr. Conway?
Yay.
Mr. Perlin?
Yay.
Ms. Fox?
Yay.
5 yeas, no nays, motion passes. Thank you. Next, regarding appeals, if you're not satisfied with the decision of the Metropolitan Beer Permit Board regarding your application or your hearing, you may appeal the decision to the Davidson County Chancery or Circuit Court pursuant to the requirements set forth in TCA 57-5-108. The decisions of the Metropolitan Beer Permit Board take effect on a date to be determined by the board. However, you may file an appeal within 60 days of the date of entry of the board's decision. We advise that you seek your own independent legal advice to ensure that your appeal is filed in a timely manner and that all procedural requirements have been met. The following applications appear to be in order to be approved based on staff recommendations. Number 3, Mazatlan Grill, LLC, Mazatlan Grill. 4, Family Dollar Stores of Tennessee, Inc., Family Dollar number 26742. Number 5, Crazy Gnome, LLC, Crazy Gnome Brewery. It's a wholesale. Number 6, Jai W. Shin, Arigato. Number 7, the Metropolitan Nashville Airport Authority, Nashville International Airport. 8, Appleton Hospitality Management, Inc., Town Place Suites, Nashville Airport. 9, Marriott Hotel Services, Inc., Gaylord Opryland Event Center. Number 10, Marriott Hotel Services, Inc., Gaylord Opryland Marketplace. 11, Marriott Hotel Services, Inc., Paisano's Pizzeria and Vino. 12, Marriott Hotel Services, Inc., Stacks Burgers. 13, Barcelona Edge Hill, LLC, Barcelona Wine Bar. 14, Anzie Blue, LLC, Anzie Blue. 15, Anzie Blue, LLC, Anzie Blue, that's a caterer. 16, the Hampton Social, Nashville, LLC, the Hampton Social. Number 17, Tennessee Central Railway Museum and Model Railroad Club, Tennessee Central Railway Museum. Number 18, GF Enterprise 4 LLC, Taco Bell Cantina, Nashville Downtown. Number 19, Burnett Boys LLC, Charlotte Pike Market. Number 20, TriStar Energy LLC, TriStar Energy LLC, White Bison number 6050. 21, Giordano Restaurant Group LLC, Ellison Place Soda Shop. 22, Tequila Davidson Inc., Tequila's Davidson. 23, Aldi Inc., Aldi number 50. Those applications appear to be in order to be granted. I'll entertain a motion to do so.
So moved, Joe Perlin.
Second, Will Conway.
A motion and a second. Any additional discussion? When I call your name, I'll entertain your vote. Ms. Jarman,
Yay.
Mr. Bellamy, Mr. Bellamy, I can't hear you. We may have lost Mr. Bellamy. Mr. Conway,
Yay.
Mr. Perlin,
Yay.
Ms. Fox.
Yay.
I have 4 yeas, no nays. Motion passes. Those permits are granted. Staff generally will email those permits to be printed and placed upon the new permit holder's wall. Per regulations. The following applications, based on staff recommendations, shall be deferred indefinitely if the board so moves. Number 24, Robert Aguirre Ray's Mexican Grill. 25, Empire Retail Inc., Quick Mart. 26, Barrique Brewing and Blending LLC, Barrique Brewing and Blending. That's a manufacturer permit request. 27, Barrique Brewing and Blending LLC, Barrique Brewing and Blending, that's a wholesale. Number 28, Barrique Brewing and Blending, that is an off-sale permit. 29, Barrique Brewing and Blending, that's a delivery curbside permit. Number 30, Different Class LLC, the Rosemary and Beauty Queen. 31, Sunrise Capital SPV1 LLC, 210 Jack. 32, Rafat Noir, Flag Store Market and Vape. 33, Flat Tire Diner LLC, Flat Tire Diner. 34, Ploy Glau LLC, Sushi Thai. 35, Royal Beverage Co. LLC, Lucky 3-Star Bar. 36, Helen's Hot Chicken. 37, Eddie V's Holdings LLC, Eddie V's number 8529. 38, Oscar G. Paris, Medusa's Bar. And number 39, Uptown Fruits Market, Inc., Uptown Fresh Market. Staff recommendation is for indefinite deferral of those I just read. I'll entertain a motion to do so.
Indefinite.
So moved, Will Conway.
Second, Joe Perlin.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, as I call your name, I'll entertain your vote on the motion to defer indefinitely. Ms. Jarman?
Yay.
You, Mr. Bellamy is not back with us. Mr. Conway?
Yay.
Mr. Perlin?
Yay.
Ms. Fox?
Yay.
4 yeas, no nays, motion passes. So indefinite deferral simply means that the staff of the Metropolitan Beer Permit Board is still waiting on documents that are needed in order to approve or move forward. Understand that once you turn in or submit those documents to the staff, so long as they are comfortable with the necessary documents and the completion of those, they have the authority to issue temp permits. But it is the applicant's responsibility to request to be put back on the agenda. Next on the agenda, we'll move to the complaints portion. Unless there is one or multiple complaints that a member of the board wishes to pull out to discuss individually, I will read the permit holder and the staff recommended penalty, and we will take them all in one motion at the end per board's approval. Okay, so number 40, Smiley's Market. Smiley's Market, staff recommended penalty is $2,000. 41, Alice Faye Wofford, Willie's Memories Bar, $1,500. 42, Mazatlan Grill LLC, Mazatlan Grill, $1,500. 43, M&A Mini Mart Inc., All-Star Mini Mart, $1,500. Number 44, D3M LLC, Jazzy's Bistro, $1,000. 45, Cox Oil Company Inc., Little General Number 72, $1,500. 46, the Clubhouse Sports Bar and Grill LLC, the Clubhouse Sports Bar and Grill, $1,000. 47, Choppers Grill LLC, Choppers Grill, $1,500. 48, Smoke Depot, $2,000. 49, Dolgen Corp LLC, Dollar General Store Number 6680, $2,500. Number 50, Mapco Express Inc., Mapco number 3403, $1,500. 51, Thornton's LLC, Thornton's number 611. 52, Julia Arias Cecilia Daniela's Restaurant, $1,000. 53, Cajun Inc., Nashville Hookah Bar, $1,000. 54, Cajun Inc., Nashville Hookah Bar, $1,000. 55, Cajun Inc., Nashville Hookah Bar, $1,000. 56, Mapco Express Inc., Mapco Mark number 3420, $1,000. 57, Woodlands Indian Cuisine LLC, Woodlands Indian Cuisine, $2,500. 58, Lewis Street Market, $1,500. 59, CBQ Capitol View LLC, Central Barbecue, $1,500. 60, Burnett Boys LLC, Charlotte Pike Market, $2,500. 61, Punjab Inc., Quick Sack, $3,000. 62, Punjab Inc., Quick Sack. Staff recommendation is a hearing with no civil penalty option at this time. Number 63, Weekend, $1,000. 64, TriStar Energy LLC, Twice Daily number 7100, $1,000. Number 65, Los Patronces Bar, $1,000. I've read the permit holders and the staff recommended penalty. Again, unless there's one in particular, or one or more in particular, this board would wish to discuss individually, we can take those as one motion to issue citations as read.
So move, Will Conway.
Second, Joe Perlin.
We have a motion and a second to issue citations as read. Any additional discussion?
First, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you decide, but when we send them the citation, do we still give them the option of, they can't afford it to do 10 days or 2 weeks without their permit?
Director, do you want to address that specifically?
Is he asking about the civil penalty versus the suspension?
Why if somebody
Correct.
paying it?
We're offering a civil penalty in that situation, and then if they decide they want a hearing, then you guys can always make another decision at that time about the hearing, whether or not you want to do that. But based upon the way that the previous hearings for health violations have occurred, then we made the $1,000 based on the basically what the maximum that we can provide for each violation, and then also based upon the civil penalties that you all have assessed in those situations in the past. And like we always say, they're just recommendations to you all, so you can take those or come up with your own penalty at that point.
Okay, but let's say it's not a health department one. Just the normal sell to minors.
Sure. So I'll address a bit of this just from a historical perspective. Mr. Perlin, what we generally do and what we generally do with issuing the citations, as the director stated, we're issuing a civil penalty option today. Should we approve the motion as requested a moment ago, that they have the option to pay that and continue operating as normal. Should they choose not to pay that to see what their options are, they can request a hearing. At that point, they can come in, they state their case, the board can have Q&A with them, and then we as the board at that point can decide what their options are outside of a civil penalty as it relates to suspension and or really submitting their permit for any kind of probation or something to that effect. So,
Thank you.
or suspension. So we're giving them the money, the financial obligation option today. If they think they want to choose something else, they can come in and make that argument to the board in a meeting.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Is that sufficient explanation, Director?
I would second everything you just said.
You did good. You did good.
Very well. Any other discussion on this motion? So the motion has been made in second to issue citations as read. If there's no additional discussion, as I call your name, I'll entertain your vote on the motion. Ms. Jarman.
Yep.
Mr. Bellamy. Mr. Conway.
Yay.
Mr. Perlin.
Okay.
Ms. Fox.
Yay.
I have 5 yeas, no nays. Motion passes. The citations will be issued as read. Director, I'll turn it over to you for a moment for the executive director's report today.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Let me pull up my report real quick. If you all will recall, I provided you an email last night with the updated executive director's report, which includes the revenue for year to date, fiscal year to date, and also discussion regarding the audit report that we had that we just finished up with the audit committee. But Just for an overview, December was our best month yet for the number of applications that we had coming in. So we had $9,000 in application fees for the month. So that's kind of back to a normal level. And so far this month, we're about halfway through the month, and we're almost about halfway to where we were last month. So I feel like the number of applications are starting to slowly return back to their normal levels. Privilege tax, you'll notice that we're actually ahead of where we've been at this point in previous years as far as the privilege tax collection. And so we're at about 79% of our projected totals for that. And we have about 400 privilege taxes that still remain outstanding. So they have until the 31st of this month to pay that, and then at that point we have to send out a registered letter to them, and they have 10 days from the date that they actually receive that to make the payment. And if they still don't pay it within those 10 days, then the board can take further action at that time. But civil penalties, we're at about 94% of our projected total for the year for those, and we still have about 5.5 months to go in the fiscal year, which runs until June 30th of this year, of every year. But and then total revenue, we're just about $84,000 behind where lacking in our total projected revenue for the year. So we've made about 84% of our projected revenue for this year so far, which is really good. And it's actually we're about $14,000 ahead of where we were this time last year, and last year was our best year ever. So revenue wise, we're doing exceptionally well. And as I think I say every meeting, it's rather surprising given the fact that we're in the middle of a pandemic. But this time we're fortunate to have the revenue levels where they are. And then also sent you a link to the final audit report that the audit commission or audit committee completed. And there were just a few high points that I wanted to discuss with you all. One of those being that as far as our operational program side of the department goes, they found that was very strong, and they didn't see any issues with the way that we operate on a day-to-day basis as far as enforcing the law and processing applications and that sort of thing, and updating the board on any issues or concerns that come up. The probably the biggest concerns they had were related to finance or the fiscal and revenue side, and they looked at it over a 3-year period and found that over the 3 years there was a total variance of about $53,000. But when we started actually looking at it, the variance is based upon what our CityWorks system shows versus what the R12 system shows. So the CityWorks system is the system that we use in the office, and it records every item that comes in, and then we take that money to the bank and we deposit it, and then we have the receipt that we then upload to R12. And so it sounded like to them the issue was that the timeliness of the recording of the receipt into the system was lacking in that area. And so that's something that we're working on finance to address that. And I will say that probably about a year and a half ago, we switched to a new system. So R12 is only about a year and a half old. And so I think between about 2018 till now, there were some issues where I don't know that we had the proper training to use the R12 system. So that's something that we are working out with finance right now. And really the audit committee didn't show any concern with that based upon what we told them we were doing moving forward. And the auditor thought and made a recommendation that if we had a full-time employee that specifically handled our finance side that would have addressed a lot of these issues. So that's something that I'm definitely going to look at going into the next fiscal year, is to hopefully have somebody either part-time or full-time on our staff that can specifically be there to make sure that the receipts get uploaded and that sort of thing. So the only question that was posed to us by the audit committee was their interest in the fact that we had a 115% increase in the amount of revenue from I believe it was 2018 and 2019 into 2019 and 2020, and that's the opportunity that I had to explain to them about our program that we have in place now, where we hit 100% of our permit holders now, rather than about 5 to 10%, which is what we were doing with our underage enforcement. So we're getting out and hitting a lot more locations, and so in that case, because we're out more, we're bringing in more revenue that way. So they seemed pleased by that explanation, the fact that we were out there and trying to make it more equitable between the different permit holders. So that concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions you guys may have.
Very good. Thanks, Director. Any of the board have
Thank
any
you.
questions for the director? Hearing none. Our next board meeting is on the evening of the 27th at 5:30. Unless I hear an objection to an adjournment in the next 3 seconds. Folks, we stand adjourned today. Thanks for being here. Director, thank you.
Everybody keep healthy.
Take care and
Thanks,
Happy
all.
New Year, everyone.
Take care.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.